This is a follow-up video to a video I made a couple weeks ago called My Life is in Shambles. So, to recap, my life was in shambles. I had been trying to quit smoking for several months and had been implementing all of these really strict lifestyle habits every single day in order to, just get my shit together. And it got to the point where every other day I was just like breaking and smoking and feeling horrible about myself, and then trying to pick myself up and do all of my healthy habits, and then I reach a breaking point and I start smoking again, and blah 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 blah. Where I decided that the best thing that I could do was to unclench my asshole, if only just slightly. So, as I've talked about, I have this journaling project where I write every day for 10 days, and then at the 10-day mark, I do a little review of what happened. And so, the theme of this past 10 days has been take a vacation from your problems, which is a reference to the movie What About Bob, which is a movie from the 80s starring Bill Murray. And fun fact, it's about Bill Murray plays a crazy guy, and he is seeing a psychiatrist who's sort of like a hack and writes self-help books. And Bill Murray tries to follow him on a vacation because he's like obsessed with them. And instead of inviting him along to the vacation, the psychiatrist says, "You know what you need to do is take a vacation from your problems." And the fun fact about that is that they actually showed that to us in the mental hospital. So, there's the movie choices in there were sometimes a little bit questionable, like this one in particular, because it's about, I don't know, it's about a crazy guy, and me and all the other nuts are just kind of sitting around like, memories of the Bush administration. So anyway, so I did that, and I have a habit app where I have these things that I'm trying to do every day, like go to bed at a certain time, eat a certain amount of calories and carbs, read for 30 minutes, exercise for 30 minutes. What are the other things? I do them every day. I don't even know why I can't recall them. Probably because I'm on camera and it's can be sort of intimidating. But anyway, so stay off social media until 10 p.m. Oh god damn it. Why can't I remember them? Hang on, I'm gonna look. I actually got most of them. Journal 3 times a day. And then before bed, I clean my apartment. It's called the apartment reset. So that I wake up in a clean apartment every day with my like coffee maker set up and my outfit for the day picked out. So I just kind of threw all that out the window. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to do whatever I want. I'm going to eat whatever I want. I am going to be on Twitter all day long, and I'm just not even going to exercise, and I'm just going to watch movies and not listen to self-help. The motivational video genre on YouTube. I don't know if anyone's familiar, but it can be kind of toxic. Just no one can, and you can, of course, the self-help answer to me saying no one can live that way is just because you're not motivated enough. But it's not a one size fits all kind of program. And so yeah, I unclenched my asshole and just did whatever I wanted for 10 days. I started smoking again. I put myself on a 2-hour timer, which eventually petered off into me just kind of smoking whatever I wanted. And good news, my body can now tolerate smoking again. So that's pretty awesome. For a while I couldn't smoke it like for more than a couple days because it would make me feel so sick with this horrible stomach whatever that I've got going on. But yeah, it was really good for me. Every time I would feel like, oh, I really should be doing this and this and this, I would say, you know what? I'm on vacation. And I don't have to do that. All I have to do is whatever makes me feel good. And I think that an insight that I had this week is that I think that this, unfortunately, something that a bad piece of training I got from my parents when I was a kid is that the idea that relaxation and recreation are just a way of saying lay down and watch television. That was pretty much the only recreation activity in my home when I was a kid. And I, you know, being on vacation doesn't just mean relaxing to me, apparently. I would like be laying down and like looking at my blog or watching movies or whatever, and I would get this feeling like, I'm not really happy. But it wasn't like a toxic feeling. It was like I actually want to do this one stretching video that makes my body feel good. Or I want to, it's kind of dirty in here. And I want to be in a clean and organized space. And so, even within this framework of sort of like doing whatever I wanted, there was still some of the healthy upkeep that I've been working on in the past couple months, almost a year, whatever. Um, and that's great. So I would be like watching TV and I'd get up and I'd do dishes and do some stretching. And even though I didn't have to, I would still make the apartment nice before I went to bed because I know that makes my mornings easier and that makes me happy. And whereas I have been so stressed out that like I just have been finding my job kind of like torture lately where I feel so shitty and can't concentrate and I just cannot wait to log off. This week actually was really good at my job. I felt much more relaxed and just able to concentrate, which is great. And actually finding pleasure in my job too. Um and so uh the next 10 days that I'm going to be doing, I pick a theme for every 10 days. And so the next theme that I'm doing that I'm now currently cycling into is called, I named it Flesh and Bones. I love to be dramatic in my theme names. Because so what I'm getting from this cycle that I just went through is that there is a framework in my life that does aid my happiness. Things like exercising and eating fruits and vegetables and having a regular sleep schedule and setting up my apartment at night just because I'm not really a morning person. So I, make things easy for myself in the morning. And on social media, I kind of adjusted it to now I can go on at 8 o'clock. Maybe 10 o'clock is a little bit too late because at that point I'm already taking the tranquilizers that I'm on. And I'm just kind of, I don't, it doesn't really, it's not really the most engaged time of the evening for me. Anyway, so there are these things that actually do improve my life. Like just things that are baseline healthy shit that I need to be doing, right? And not need to be doing, that I want to be doing. And then there are things that I can loosen my grip on. Maybe I don't need to update my budget every other day. That can maybe be done once a week, on Sundays maybe, which is what I changed it to. Maybe I don't need to be reading for 30 minutes every single day. Maybe I can change that to 15 and make it optional that I could also choose to play the piano instead. And if I want to play it more than 15 minutes, great, do that. So this is the fleshy part, right? So there's the bone, there's the framework that is conducive to my happiness. And then there is this more supple part of my life too, where it, by loosening my grip and not trying to schedule out every single minute of my day, by doing these, things that I think that I ought to be doing, but that I don't actually want to do. Like, I don't actually want to read for 30 minutes a day, as shitty as that is. I don't. And I would much rather, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I don't think that I need to push myself so hard to do this when I'm just not feeling like it. So I changed it to 15 minutes. And if I want to do 30 minutes or an hour, I'm totally free to do that. Plus, flesh and bones also means like someone who is really thin or like very spare, and I'm sort of translating that image into this list of habits that I'm trying to get through every day. Let's thin it out. Let's just get it down to the bare essentials and not overschedule myself to the point of breaking. I also don't really have other things to talk about, I guess. I started playing a new piano piece that I really like, and I've been talking to an old friend of mine who is moving back into town. That's very cool. I'm gonna go and actually see a friend this week. Oh my god. I have not seen a friend in several months because of all of this. So that's pretty exciting. And overall, I'm feeling good. I think that's the important update, is that I'm actually feeling like I'm not dying of like hating myself for being so weak that I can't quit smoking and I can't follow my habits. Sometimes, baby needs a nap. I think that's all that I have to say. Okay, bye.